Welcome to Probability and Statistics course. So in this video, I'm going to cover about I'm going to cover normal distribution. Agenda is probability density function (PDF) and standard normal distribution properties, importance, and constraints like mean and variance derivation. So here is the normal distribution. So in our course, we have three type of continuous probability distributions basically. So in the three type of continuous probability distributions, we have first one is normal, second one is exponential, and third one is gamma. So we are in the first one. So here normal distribution. So in a random variable, capital X is said to follow normal distribution if the following property is given as follow the property f of x is equals to 1 by sigma of root 2 pi of e power of minus 1 by 2 of x minus mu by sigma whole square. So here x limits from minus infinite to infinite. It is also can be represented as x in terms of normal distribution, where n indicates normal distribution of mu minus mu comma sigma square. So here z is equals to x minus mu by sigma, and z is called standard normal variable, and the corresponding standard normal distribution will be pi of z is equals to 1 by root 2 pi of e power of minus 1 by 2 z square. So here z limits also from minus infinite to infinite, where n it tends to z tends to n of normal distribution of 0 comma 1. That is, we are standardizing the variable, so with mean mu and standard deviation 1. Okay. So important properties from the normal distribution. So the normal distribution shape, curve shape will be in shape that is in the shape of bell shaped curve. So you can see here. So in this bell shaped curve, if you observe this one, so the mean is here. Okay, mean is here, and median is the point which divides the total area. So this is the point which divides the area under the curve into two equal half. So therefore here is half of the area, and here right side of this line is also half of the area is there. Therefore this is the point which divides the total area into two equal half. So this point we call it as median also. And mode is nothing but the point which gives the maximum value at point x. So here this point x, the function is giving the maximum value. So here the function f of x is maximum. So here this curve represents the probability density curve, which is f of x. Let us consider. So here given in the terms of z, you can take it as f of x also. So here the f of x is in this curve, f of x is giving maximum value here. So this is the point where x is equals to here. So if you see this one, where mean, median, and mode, all the three measures are same. When these three measures are same, then we say the distribution is called normal distribution. Okay, so here the distribution will be in bell shaped curve like this. When it is mean, median, mode or same, then the shape of the curve will be like this, and it is symmetrical, non skewed. So this curve is symmetrical, and the mean, median, mode are all equal. Already we discussed. The curve is asymptotic to the x-axis. Then the curve is has the points of inflection x minus mu comma x plus mu. So the distribution is monochotic. So as we discussed, skewness and kurtosis, there from there you can go the things. So this type of curve, when it is mean, median, mode all the same, then this type of kurtosis we call it as monochotic. And the total area under the curve is unity. So you can take the total area, like you can see from the line left side we have 0 0.5, and right side we have 0 0.1. So if we add, we will get 1. Therefore the total area under the curve is equals to 1. That is called total area under the curve is unity. And we have the three major important properties. So if this is the mean, then mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma, between this interval we have 68% information is available. Like if you see, this is the total information under the curve. So just by taking mu minus sigma and mu plus sigma interval, we can cover 68.26 information it will carry between this interval. Similarly, when you are taking mu minus 2 sigma to mu plus 2 sigma interval, we can cover up to 95.4% of information. and mu minus 3 sigma and mu plus 3 sigma, which covers 97.4%. This is 97.4. The information we can carry out from the uh, uh, normal distribution. So this is the great advantage of normal distribution, and this we call it as a 3 sigma rules. Also 3 sigma rules means single sigma, 2 sigma and 3 sigma. So this is we call it as 3 sigma rule also. Then applications, there are very, I mean, wide range of applications are there. It is used to control limits and statistical control quantity. So nowadays everyone doing data science. In the data science, what they are doing means the data is in different forms, like different measures, different quantities and all. So basically one measure is in the one field or one attribute. If the data is randomly distributed, then they use it to do normalization. So where normalization is comes under, again based on the normal distribution, which they do mean equals to 0 and standard deviation equals to 1, and by making that they are going to do the data in normalization. So the entire you can see here there are some more applications are there. So many of the distribution of the sample statistics tends to normal distribution for large samples, such as that can be studied with the help of normal curves. So we have the fifth chapter, that is test of hypothesis. In the test of hypothesis we have two things like large sample test and small sample test. So when it is large sample means the sample size, when sample size is greater than 30, we consider it is large sample. And when it is large sample, the if you plot the point for the large sample, that will be again in the terms, I mean, that will be shaped as bell shaped curve mostly. So that's why we are going to use there also we are going to use this normal distribution. So here is the mean and variance proof for the normal distribution. So here the standard normal variate we are taking z is equals to x minus mu by sigma. So we are calculating more mu for this z value. So E of z is equals to expectation of x minus mu by sigma. So 1 by sigma is constant, just keeping out. So expectation of x minus mu is equals to expectation of x minus expectation of mu. So mu is a constant number. So expectation of mu is again mu only. Expectation of x is nothing but random variable x expectation. We call it as mu. So mu minus mu is equals to 0. 0 into something will be 0. So normal distribution mean is 0. Then we are calculating variance. So here is the variance. So where variance of z is equals to, we know that expectation of z square minus expectation of z whole square. So where expectation of z whole square already we've calculated, where expectation of z is 0. So 0 square will be again 0. So we don't have this term. Now expectation of z square is equals to z square. Z square we have where z is equals to x minus mu by sigma. That is why we are taking it as square. Okay, so just taking the square and we are just simplifying that. Okay, so expectation of x minus mu by sigma whole square minus this is expectation of uh, this is already we did, like this is we are anyway we are going to get 0. So 1 by sigma square. So this is x minus mu by c. From this one I'm just taking 1 by sigma square out, and we left with the expectation of x minus mu whole square. So here also we can even if we keep the term also, we are taking 1 by sigma square common from this event, so that we left with, from this first part we are taking 1 by sigma square common, and from the second part also we are taking 1 by sigma square common. So we left with expectation of x minus mu whole square minus expectation of x minus mu whole square. So these two terms will eh, we are taking. So if you see here, this is expectation of x minus mu whole square, and this is whole square, and this is internal square. So this is same like expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. So where variance of x we indicate as variance of x is equals to expectation of x square. So this is expectation of x square minus expectation of x whole square. So minus expectation of x. So this is expectation of x square. So this is also in the same way. like expectation of x minus mu whole square and expectation of x minus mu whole square. So this we can write it as variance of x minus mu. Variance of x minus mu is nothing but variance of x minus variance of mu. So where variance of x is nothing but sigma square. Variance of x we indicate with sigma square, and variance of mu variance where mu is a constant number. So if you take the variance of constant is equals to 0. So 1 by sigma square of sigma square. So sigma square will get cancelled and we'll have to with 1. So the variance is 1 for the normal distribution, and the standard deviation is nothing but square root of 1. That is also 1. So therefore the standard normal variance of standard normal distribution is 1. Thank you.